So I don't get it on here much or ever to get on my soapbox and add to the noise out there in the world. But it's time. It's time, I think, that all of us use the tools we have to speak truth to power in this moment. Okay? And that feels uncomfortable. You know, as a Christian and just as someone who tries to think about what they're doing as much as possible, I think, you know, for me, it's always been hard to tame the tongue, you know, and again, not agitate and focus on what I could do in my immediate surroundings and keep things as positive, keep my head down, keep things as positive as possible. But when I see what happened to Renee Good last Wednesday, and when I pray about it, I can't help but come away with any other conclusion of it's time. It's time to speak it from the rooftops. It's time to prophesy. It's time to speak truth to power. All of us, in any way that we can. What happened to her was disgusting. It never should have happened. That surge never should have happened. Masked men on our streets is not why I fought for this country. It's not why generations of our forefathers died for this country. It's the opposite of that, actually. So, it's just been a litany. It's been a litany of things, even in the past couple weeks, and that's the psychology. You know, you invade a country, you take out a head of state, you censure Senator Mark Kelly, one of our greatest heroes, for, by the way, reminding us of the core theory of our whole system here, is that we owe our allegiance to the Constitution, because the Constitution protects our rights and builds a system of constrained power through checks and balances. That's the whole democratic system. That's what we're here fighting for. Obviously, this is under attack right now. So what do you do about it? And this is where we all need maturity. A ton of maturity, because it requires a balanced response. It requires a thoughtful response. And yes, even a loving response. The issue is that this flooding the zone with atrocities is going to continue and get worse before it gets better. And the reason is that this administration, they need some big emergency. They need either a war or a severe reaction to their violence in order to take more control domestically. That's the authoritarians' playbook here. Okay, they either, seen it time and time again, they either plant somebody in an opposition group, or they incite violence in some way that allows them to take more power and more control. And the clock's ticking on this administration, because come the midterms, their whole thing is at risk. Okay? They can't wait that long. They can't wait for the midterms. They don't want to wait at all. They're going to do everything they can to try to find some way to get more power, both here and abroad. And we have to think long and hard about what we're going to do about it. So use every lever that you can to Communicate calmly, but firmly, and in a final manner, where your red lines are. What is okay and what is not okay. Tell your neighbors, tell your kids. Get involved in local politics. Participate in any sort of public demonstration that kind of aligns with where you're at, but use your voice. God gave us a voice to use and to spread love for the most number of people possible. If you are a Christian, it's time to pray deeply. It's time to fast. It is time to read your Bible. And it is time to live by the red letter words of Jesus Christ. Read that Sermon on the Mount, and it will tell you how to treat the foreigner. It will tell you how to treat your neighbor. Galatians is a good one also. Sermon on Mount and Galatians and other places, there's this idea of fruits of the Spirit. If you're trying to figure out, what's a lie and what's true, or what's good and what isn't aligned with God, we've got some clues. They're called fruits of the Spirit. Learn them. Learn how to recognize them. It's a time to come together. But you want to help protect the foreigner, and you want to love your neighbor as yourself. And there's no greater direction, there's no greater commandment than this. So that's all. Godspeed.